Hello, welcome to. I changed the name. It's the Focus Scooter guy now, not the Velo Scooter guy, because I don't have a Veloster anymore. I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, I've decided to start a vlog. So here I am. And what my vlog is going to be about is how to run a car club, essentially. Should be fun. So I guess I should start with, used to have a Veloster, as the old channel name would suggest. And with a Veloster, I got into the Veloster clubs and all that. Went to Houston. They had a big meet, probably 20 Velosters there. Did a big loop around Houston. It's pretty fun. There's Velosters everywhere. Everybody must have been like, what the hell is going on? Where did these things come from? Anyway, so did that. That was fun. And then there was going to be a big KDM cruise, Austin to Galveston. I think it's about 200 miles, something like that. 4 hours. Go to the beach. It's going to be pretty fun. So that was a few months away. Look forward to it. All the way up to it. And being that I'm from Austin, I figured I'd set up a little cruise tour of some of the great driving roads we've got here. Didn't go great. Only 2 people showed up, including myself. We did the first road, and then one guy who had to show up had to go help somebody who got a flat in his motorcycle or whatever. So we did the second road, which is Lime Creek in Austin, which is kind of like the challenge road in Central Texas. If you don't treat it with respect, you're gonna bad stuff's gonna happen. So anyway, I did the road, and obviously, I know the road. It's a road I've done like 3-4 times, and I did it with my friend he was going to drive we're going to go one way, and he's going to do it the other way. I did it as I normally do, reasonably fast. I know my car. I know how to drive a Veloster. Plenty of experience. And so we do that. It was fun. Do it. And we turn around, starting back the other way. He's in the driver's seat, right? And I tell him, the tires are older. They're about halfway through their life at this point. So be careful. Like, it's not as grippy as it was the last time you drove it, which was probably months before. Anyway, of course, he gets to a corner, tries to go around it slightly faster, because this is a guy who owns a Miata. So I don't know, maybe he thought he forgot that he wasn't in the Miata, and it's not rear-wheel drive with perfect weight, 50-50 weight distribution, and it won't go around the corner like that. And then he sort of, no idea what happened really, but he must have just panicked, because next thing I know, the car's going, we're on the inside of the corner. We're going over to the wrong side of the road, and then we're going off the road, and we're going up an embankment, and then we hit a tree, and then we fall on the roof. Naturally, car's totaled. Luckily, no one was hurt. Really lucky. Yeah. So, total car. So buy a new car. So I went and looked. I looked at Velosters. They were really expensive this year because the new one just came out. So. And I could have got one about the same for about the price I paid because I paid $14,000 for the Veloster new, and that was about what it was worth at that point in time. So insurance company gave me about $14,000, and I looked at Velosters, but I couldn't not afford a new one. The new ones are $19,000 for a base model. So I looked at Elantra GTs, the hatchback, and I thought those are not cheap. They were, I think, about $1,000 more than a Ford Focus. And being that I know the Ford Focus is considered one of the best handling hatchbacks out there, next to the Mazda 3, I was like, well, go get a Focus. And my brother and my dad both have STs, so we know they're reliable. At least we thought so. So yeah, I find one at the dealer. There's a perfect blue one, lovely color, and it's got the 10-speaker audio, the sunroof, the climate control, everything. So I was like, okay, I'll have that one. Of course, the one I wanted to buy, they had a massive dent in it, so we paid a little bit extra and bought the one with navigation and tint. But I like the tint though, so totally worth it. And navigation is really helpful when you're out of cell phone range, which happens a lot in Texas. We do not have great coverage unless once you stray off the interstate, you are in trouble. Anyway, so yeah, I had a Focus, so I'm like, I'll go see if there's a scene for Fords and Focuses like there is for KTM. And it turns out there wasn't. The Ford scene was very splintered. There's, a big F-150 group in Texas. There's a big Mustang group in Texas. And there's a small STRS club. There's a decent-sized STRS club in Austin as well. But I was like, we should have something for all Fords. So I started Ford Owners of Texas. I got, I think, 100 members in like 3 or 4 days. Grew really fast, 200 within a few weeks. And now we're passing 300. Nowhere near some of the other groups in Texas, but, hopefully we'll get bigger. Yeah, and then I started regional ones. Austin, San Antonio, Houston. Still only has 3 members, but, we'll get there. I don't even have a DFW group yet, but hopefully we'll do that eventually. So I have to start coming up with events, which I will mention next. I'm going to do a whole episode on all the events I've scheduled and done this year. But for now, move on to the other groups. Then I started Big Four Owners of Texas for GMs, Teslas, Chryslers, Fords. And it's worth noting that the Ford Owners of Texas is not just Fords. It's also any company that was once owned by Ford, like Mazda was a quarter owned by Ford and then 33% owned by Ford. So any Mazdas from that period count, and Volvos and Jaguars, Land Rovers, Volvos. So same applies to the Big Four. So which got really interesting because this is the Daimler Chrysler era and then Fiat Chrysler now and all the weird stuff GM's owned. But I'm not here to talk about that. Yeah, so I started that group. I think that's all the groups. Yeah, that's all the groups. So, and then recently I thought I'd start vlogging. So, enjoy future content. Here's video 1.